keep sending invitation on WhatsApp. مرحبا جميعا. اوكي راح ننتظر ان شاء الله بس كم من دقيقة وبنبتدي عشان نعطي فرصة للكل انه يدخل. اوكي. هل حابة اوكي I'll teacher لانك ما شفت البرزنتيشن من طرفك. This is your presentation. أنا بس غيرت الباك جراوند وضفته من هنا بس بنفس الأوردر عادي عندك صحيح؟
Yeah. Okay.
تمام. Okay. Go back.
Just a minute, okay. I have a question.
Yes.
I did it on the slide of the questions. You said that you're asking people to write down the questions in the chat box.
Yes. لأنه إحنا حاطين موضوع إنه بس يقدروا يسألوا الأسئلة سواء عن طريق الشات بوكس أو إنهم يشيلوا الميوت after a permission from our side.
Okay.
Just يعني عشان موضوع الترتيب ترتيب المحادثة وما حد بيقاطع أحد بس.
Okay.
اوكي نشوف كمان. I don't see participants. Okay. مرحبا بالجميع.
So Rukaya, once you're handed over to me, I'll be able to move across back and forth with the slides, right?
Yes. تقدرين تتحركين بالسلايد. حاولي تحركين شيء الحين. لأنه حاولي تحركي. Try to move something here. Try to click on the right side for you to go to the next slide. Oh yes. Okay.
Nothing is responding. So
Can you see the mouse work? Okay. Click on the right. Okay. Try with your keyboard. ضغطي على السهم اليمين.
Okay. Exit full screen or no.
No. Okay. شوي أنا بتحكم الحين. Present. Okay. حاول الحين again بالسهم اليمين.
Okay. I'm pressing the right arrow but nothing is happening.
No working. Okay. طيب جربي بالماوس. شوفي الماوس وين. جربي you click.
Sorry?
Can you click on it?
Yeah. But nothing is, yeah. This is the full screen.
It's moving from your side. Yes. شوي يكون صعب. Okay. Was teacher was Rashida Hassan.
So this way. So Rukaya.
Okay, I think we should start it here.
Okay, so far you are the one who's controlling it, right? Because it's not moving.
I'll control it. It's okay, I will control it.
You're controlling it so far, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Just very, I'm always very cautious about IT problems. That's it.
No, it's okay. I'm here. I'm an IT person. That's okay. We welcome you to the English Skills for Human Resources session, which is provided by Asas Language Center, licensed by Ministry of Education and Higher Education in the State of Qatar. This is considered among our ongoing community contribution to the interest and solid language foundation that our students aspire to achieve their dreams and future ambitions. We thank you for your commitment to the instructions during the session. Please do not open your audio or video, and if you can ask your questions by raising hand, if you can see it, you just go to participants, then raise hand. And you can ask your questions through the chat box. It's already here also. Today we will be having Dr. Hiba. She's a PhD. She has a PhD in English language and linguistics. Please, teacher Hiba, can you please give us a small introduction about yourself?
Hello, Rukaya. Thank you, and thank you, everybody. My name is Hiba Hamouda. I have a PhD in English language and linguistics, and a long experience of more than 20 years teaching English as a second language in the Middle East and the USA. I also have a very long experience teaching ESP, which is English for specific purposes, English for pathway, like what we'll be doing today. And I have a long experience working as an international translator and interpreter at a number of international conferences and world organizations. I'll be very happy to be part of this orientation session today and to be working with the SS Center and to welcome you to this session of English for Human Resources today. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, teacher Hiba. Now, I think from this point, this is the start of your presentation. You can now control my screen.
Okay, thank you, Rukaya. So, Rukaya is not going through.
It's our.
Have you handed it over to me?
Yes, I handed over to you. Just let me check again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Rukaya. Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this evening of this orientation session on English for Human Resources. Let's first start by talking about what is English for Human Resources. Right. To make this very simple, I'd like to tell you that this is a course and service provided by SS Language Center. It is a 3-level course, which means that it is an extended, a long course, which is divided into 3 levels. Each level is covered by 1 book. So those are 3 levels. It's a 3-level course covered by 3 books. And what do we offer in this course? This course offers you everything that you need to know or to use about you in the field of human resources using the English language. What do I mean by this? Now, I know that you all work here in Qatar, either in governmental organizations or in companies or whatever. And of course, Qatar is known to be now an international and a world-class hub for economy and business. And according to this, we have many people who work here, who come from different countries, and all those people share English language as the means of communication. So in order for you to be able to talk to people and to communicate to people who come from other backgrounds and other cultures, you need to be able to speak and to communicate with them in English when it comes to your field of work, English for Human Resources. So, Rukaya, where is Rukaya? I was still using the previous one. Why did it move? No. Rukaya, could you please I want to go to the previous slide, Rukaya.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, come on, you can go.
Yeah. Please don't change it unless I'm controlling it here. So as I said, this course is offering you everything you need to know and to use in the field of human resources using the English language. And this course is going to cover all the basic things that you need to know and to be able to speak about in this field. It starts from things like describing skills. Those are very basic topics to describe the skills of the workers or types of positions, types of employees, and it goes on to cover how to write a resume, a cover letter, and advanced topics, organizational designs and labor law, and so on. Now, this is the first session of level 1, and in level 1 we're going to be using book 1, and this is a course which is made up of 15 hours, so it's a 15-hour course which covers 15 units, and all of them discuss basic and important concepts in the field of HR. And as we do this, we're going to practice our 4 language skills: reading, listening, speaking, and writing. So, because as we know, like, those are things that we need to use when we speak any language. We read, we listen, we speak to others, and we write. So, first lesson today we're gonna talk about. Again, Ruqayya, this is not going through. I want to change my setting. Yeah. So today I'm going to start with Unit 1. It is about the role of human resources, and it's going to cover vocabulary that's specific to human resources. So as you work in the field of human resources, there are certain words that you use in your field, words that are related only to the field of human resources, and anybody who works in this field needs to know those words, those specialized words. And we're going to also see how to look for general information and how to look for specific information. Now, you all work in HR departments, so probably you are the people responsible for hiring new workers. So, for example, if you have a new vacancy and you receive like too many CVs, so what do? You need to go over the CVs very quickly. So this way you look for general information. And then when you find something interesting, you look for specific information. This we call skimming, this we call scanning. And then after that, you also need to know how to run a business conversation in the field of your work. Now, again, Ruqayya, I cannot control it from here. Now, for my participants today, I need to ask you, why do you think the role of HR is important? So now I like to hear from you about this. Why do you think that your role as HR employees is very important? Who would like to?
Yes, can I join the discussion? Jum'a Al-Harrasi.
Yeah, welcome, Jum'a. Yes, Jum'a, please go on. So I was asking, why do you think that your role as an HR employee is important? Why is the department of HR in any organization important, do you think?
Well, I'm just a newcomer for the topic HR, but I've been a school director. My first experience was in a private school, which has not, which have zero HR. So I developed just what you call it a self HR department, which was coming from consulting friends and partners and colleagues and experts also in HR. So there was nothing like administration, nothing like financial, nothing like logistic support, control management for. This is what exactly I've done. A relationship of the school, promotion of the school, marketing of the school, and all these things were zero at all aspects. So I developed this kind of, if you can call it an HR, I'm not sure.
Yeah, so this is very good. So from what you said now, Jum'a, I understand that from your experience, you said that when you started working for this school, you did not find any HR department. So this school did not have an HR department. And for you, this was a problem because you needed too many things. So you had to work on this on your own, right?
Yes.
Very good. And now, do you think that everything went like as you expected? Everything went on very well? This was what you expected from an HR department? Or do you think that you should have something more?
Well, from my experience, again, I found things got more organized, responsibilities got more focused, task demand for everyone was just made very clear, where everything were massive and inter-conflicting inside that school. So we came, alhamdulillah, to make our work more soft, more smooth, more responsible, accountable even. things like this.
Very good. So now you said that after doing this, things became more organized, right? You started to have like a sort of a policy at your school. So this means that the HR is very important, right? So you could see that there was a difference between before having an HR and after having an HR, right?
Exactly.
Very good. Who else? Does anyone else has something to add about HR and why is it important to have an HR?
And then we have Mujahid, who raised his hand. Can you please unmute yourself to participate?
Hello,
Hello,
do you hear me? How are
Yeah.
you?
I'm good, Mujahid.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Hiba and Ms. Roghia, and also the Assas Institute for this good this session. I think human resources is very important because first, any organization and any companies stand on the human. The human is the role in the world, not just in the company, because who help the organization to grow up, who did the work, who did the task, the human who did that, humans. Okay, so the HR will focus on the most important things in the organization, and that is the human. This is the first point. The second, I think the human resources is very important because you have to select the best or the suitable person or employee to the suitable or in the suitable position. So this is the role of the human resources, how to select the best or the better person or qualified person for this job. So this is very important to make to help the organization go ahead on growing up. So also, I think the main role for the human resources is to develop and train the humans or the employees in the organization. So this is also is very important issue. If you want to develop your company, you have to develop your employees. So this some of the roles of the human resources. Because of that, I think the human resources is very important because it is focused on the most important things in the companies. Thank you.
Mujahid, I have a question for you, Mujahid. So when you introduced yourself, you did not tell us where do you work. So could you please tell us where do you work?
Well, yes, I work in the marketing department.
So you work in the marketing department. So have you ever worked in a department of human resources, or this is like this information just know from your experience?
No. From my experience, and also I have master of business administration. So we have full course of about human resources, level 1 and level 2. So from that, I get many information about the importance of the human resources. Then after that, I get it. I have 10 years work in the companies, and we keep touch with the human resources in training and to organize the company many times.
Yeah, very good. So this is very interesting what you're saying. Yeah, thank you very much, Mujahid. Anyone else want to add anything?
Thank you.
Okay, so now I agree with most of the things that you said, or almost all of the things that you said. So let us now, like here, write down the most important thing that you said and discuss them together. Ruqayya, I need to share this screen now. So is it shared now? Ruqayya, could you hear me? I want to share this. So here we have organization, like we said, training. So now I'm writing organization, so training. We said hiring employees. So like those are some of the most important things that Juma and Mujahid said now. You said that the HR help you. Could you, Juma and Mujahid, could you see the screen, the words that I'm writing on the screen?
Yes.
So now those are things that you wrote. You talked about organization, you talked about training, you talked about hiring. So all those are very important things. I totally agree with you that those are very important things that the HR department is responsible for. Now, let us go back to the presentation here and look more about, in more depth about the thing that HR people do here. So, no, this is not the screen. So Ruqayya, this is not, I need another screen. This is not the screen that I prepared. Like there's something missing here, Ruqayya. No, this is not the one. No, there is a missing screen here. So anyway, so let's talk about it because I prepared something here, but since it's missing now from this. It's missing from this presentation now. Yes, this is the one I'm looking at. Yes. So, oh, wait, Ruqayya, I want this screen, please. Yeah. So now here are like the two main things that the human resources are responsible for. So here, if we talk about the human resources in general, we can divide the task of human resources into administrative decisions and achieving the business objectives. So administrative decisions are things that have to do with the management of the organization or the institution where you work. So this is too much related to what Mujahid has said. Now, hiring, you start by hiring people. Hiring, so when you want to get someone to work for you. So we call this hiring, or we call it also recruiting. So we can say hiring or recruiting when you appoint people, new people to work for your organization or your company, we call this hiring or recruiting. So hiring employees, you hire employees, and then training, payment, and appraisal. What do these words mean? So you hire employees and then you start training them. When you get new employees, you need to give them some training in order for them to know about the culture of your company. And then after that, you decide their payment, how much you're going to pay them, right? So of course, as an HR employee, you try to look for the best candidate who fits this job. And then after that, you give them the training that you think is important for them and for the job to be done in the best way. And according to their experience, you decide on the payment. I'm going to pay you this amount of money every month. And after that, we have the word appraisal. Who knows what the word appraisal means? Juma and Mujahideen, what is the word? What does this word mean, appraisal?
Well,
Yes,
in
yes.
teaching here, we have we have three types of appraisals, but they are depending on we call it continuous progress teacher profile and overall teacher development profile. By the end of each phase, we have, for example, 3 semesters in the school. By the end of each semester, there are teacher appraisal forms where there is a teacher reports and they got a mark, and from that mark, we divide them to the next mark and next semester and the third semesters. We got an overall average of all these scores of the teachers, and then by the end of the year, he got an appraisal score, which leads to decisions like moving to another position or maybe giving them annual allowances and such things like maybe best accreditation certificates, things like this. Monthly teacher reward also there is in our schools.
Yeah. Okay, very good. So like appraisal, like, and Mujahid, do you have anything else to add? Thank you very much, Juma. Mujahid, do you have anything to add? Yeah, please go ahead.
Appraisal is very important because as in my, I think appraise like it's very important to appraise the performance of the employees, if they are going well, if you you find any mistake or you find any weakness in the inner side of the employees, you have to develop it to fix this problem. So as you know, in the management, there is 3 steps: planned and applied, then after that monitoring. I think monitoring, it needs, how do you know this your plan is going well or not? You need to monitoring and to appraise your plan or your performance to decide it is right, you are in the track or out of track. So appraisal from performance for the employees is very important to continue to develop it. Thank you.
Yeah, very good. So you could say that appraisal is a kind of an evaluation of an assessment, right? So you look at the end of each semester or each year or whatever, depending on your company, and you start to evaluate, to assess your employees. So, and this is very important because it is something that helps you to improve the performance of your employees. And we have like the word appraisal here, which is the noun, appraisal, and the verb from the same word is appraise. So we could say that appraise is to evaluate, appraisal is the noun evaluation. Okay, so those are things that are very important for the Rukaya. Where is the presentation? Rukaya, could you hear me? Sorry, excuse me, everybody, because like, where's the presentation, Rukaya? Yeah, back to this page. Yeah. So, as we said, the role of the human resources is divided into two things, 2 main points: administrative decisions and achieving business objectives. So administrative decisions, you decide who to hire, and then training, payment, and appraisal. And then after that, there's something which is also very important: achieving the business objective. So if, for example, if you're working for a company that gives service, provides service, of course, you need to increase your business. You need your business to grow. So you need more people to be subscribers, for example, so that they would ask for your service. If you are selling a product, you need to increase your market. So you need more customers to buy your product and so on. How would you do this? Again, this is very important to HR, the human resources, a very important thing for human resources to do. So it starts by forecast. What's the meaning of forecast? Who could tell me what's the meaning of forecast? This is something that the human resources people do to forecast. What is forecast?
Well, from the sense of the word, it reflects the environmental status of the organization. This is what I guess only. I'm not sure about it.
Mujahid? Would you have any idea? Okay, forecast is like sort of a prediction, something that you try to think what will happen in the future. For example, as a company now, how do I think my work will go, for example, during the next year? Will my market increase? So will it decrease? Will I need to hire more people? And so on. So by forecasting, you try to predict predict things that will happen in the future. So this is forecast, and it's something very important that the human resources people do. After that, we have consultation. What is consultation? Of course, if you are working for human resources, you need to meet every now and then with the board of directors of your company. They need to hear from you. What do you think about the future of our company? How do you think the company will do next year? For example, everybody knows now about the problem of the corona and how it affected businesses all over the world. So in this case, the role of human resources was very important. Human resources people need to forecast what will happen. Now, as a company, how will I be affected by Corona? Will my business increase? Will it shrink, become smaller? What will happen? And then what you say and what you decide is very important for the consultation process. The people, the board of director and the different managers need to talk to you. So they do consultation. So consultation is guidance. You give them consultation, you give them guidance, you give them advice. So why do you do this? Because they need your information to help them make strategic decisions. So what is a strategic decision? What do you think a strategic decision is?
Hello.
What is a strategic decision? Yes?
Yes. From the forecasting and the consultation, then we start to plan down a strategy for the long-term or short-term process of the business of the organization accordingly, I think.
Okay, thank you. What about you, Mujahid? Anything to add?
I think also you will start forecasting to expect what happen in the future. Then after that, you will consult the expert person in marketing and in the business. After you get all this information, you can also consult the expert person in the planning strategic to put and to write down the strategic for long term. Then after that, you have to take the decision. It depends on the consultation, it depends on the information that you get from the forecasting or from the market. You have to take decision to start this business or to select this way to do our business. I think that's what I understand from the strategic decision. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, a strategy is now, so you need to work out a strategy. So when you have a strategy, you are able to make a strategic decision. So strategic decisions are long-term decisions. They are decisions that happen on the long term that you make in order to increase the gain, the profit of your company. So this is how we judge one of the decisions. We say, oh, this is a strategic decision. This was a strategic decision. It was a good decision made at the correct time to help our company to increase, to help our business to grow. So in this way, it is a strategic decision, a good decision in terms of the business. And after that, a very important thing is industry growth. This one is growth. If industry growth, so those are decisions that we need to make in order to help our business to grow. So for example, if I have an investment with $5 million, I need my investment for the next year or for the next 5 years to be 6 million and so on. Okay, so those are the two main things of the two main roles of human resources: administrative decisions and achieving business objectives. And under each one of those, we have many items that fall under each one of those. Okay, now let's go to the following screen. Okay, I need to move this. Yeah, here is the passage. Now I need one of you to volunteer to read this. Actually, this comes from your book, but because I know that this is like just an orientation, you don't have the book, so I need one of you to volunteer reading this. This is a short paragraph about one of the companies, and it has many of the words that are related to HR that we've just been talking about. So who would like to read, Juma or Mujahid? Who would volunteer to read?
I don't want to take the ball before Mujahid all the time, so I will just pay him the offer if he is interested.
Mujahid, would you like to read?
Okay, thank you for Mr. Juma, right? Thank you so much. Okay, I hope to read well. First, okay. Welcome to the Trandosoft Department of Human Resource. Our role is to find talent workers and help them work well. We have administrative decision about hiring employees. We manage their training and payment. Every year, we appraise all employees. We look at each worker's performance that help us identify strengths and weaknesses. However, we do more than training and hiring. The HR department makes a forecast of the need of work in the software market. The board of directors consults us to make a strategic decision. To achieve its business objective, a company needs excellent workers. It is also need those workers to be ready to do their best. We help transport get great results. Thank you.
Thank you, Jahid. So now, what is the main idea? Of course, I don't expect you to understand all the words, every single word, but generally speaking, what is the main idea that you got from this passage?
Okay, I get the main idea, the roles of the human resources. The first one, administrative decision, as they mentioned in the passage, about to select and manage and training the employees. Then after that, appraise these employees that we hired before and to know the weakness and the strengths of them. This is the first one. The second, they also have forecast of the needs of the software market, okay, and the consultant, the director or the manager, they consult HR to take a strategic decision. I think this the main topic of the main point of this passage. Thank you so much.
Hello? Hello?
Yes,
Mujahid,
yes.
I can't hear you. Yeah.
Yes.
Because the voice went away. So
Yes,
yeah, you were
yes.
talking about
Yes, I hear you.
Yeah. Go on, please continue, please.
Okay, go on.
Yeah.
Okay, when did the last hear me from the beginning or the?
No.
No,
I listened to what you said about the first paragraph and the second paragraph, and then you were very close to the end, and then your voice went away.
To achieve this business objective, a company needs, this is the conclusion. The business needs excellent work to achieve this objective. And also they need to provide the good environment for the workers to do their best. This the conclusion.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much. Juma, now, are there any words that you could not understand here, or was this paragraph clear for you? Juma? Juma? Mujahid and Juma, could you both hear me?
Yes, I'm fine. I don't know who has muted my phone.
Anyway, no problem.
I'm fine. Everything is clear.
So all the meanings of the words are clear. Very good. So now, what does this paragraph talk about? Which company does this paragraph talk about? What is the name of the company? Juma or Mujahid, whoever wants to answer.
The role of the human resources.
Yeah. What is the name? Here it talks about the role of the department.
Tandosoft company.
Tandosoft company. So what does this company work in? Which field does this company work in? What does it work in? Like, what does it do?
I think they provide software. I think they provide software.
Exactly, software. Very good. So here, like, this paragraph is very good paragraph because it sort of summarizes the most important role of the human resources people, the human resources departments. And as we said before, human resources are the most important people in any company because they are in the center. They're like the dynamo of the company. They control too many things. So they decide which people to hire, and then how will we train those people, how much we're going to pay them. After evaluating people, they decide who is going to get promoted, who we're going to leave the company, and so on. And then in the light of all this, and in the light of their information that they know about the market, they could make expectations, they could make predictions. We call this predictions about the future, how the market, and in this case here, how the market of the software market will look like. And accordingly, they give guidance, which is consultation. They give guidance to the board of directors so that they could make strategic decisions that will be good for the company on the long run. Now, second slide here. Rukaya, I need the second slide, please. Yeah. Not this one, not this one. Not this one, Rukaya. No, not to the back, not to the back. No, yes, leave it here, please. Now, Juma and Mujahid, could you see this list of words on the board?
Yes.
Now, I will read you different definitions, and then you listen to me from your information and your understanding, and then tell me the word that matches the definition I'm gonna read. Okay, could you understand me? For example, if I tell you, for example, something that people that people drink when they are thirsty, you're gonna tell me water, right? So now I'm gonna read you definitions, and then you tell me which word on the list matches the definition I read. Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
First one: to seek guidance from someone.
Consult.
Consult. Very good. So guidance is consultation, is help.
Yes.
Second one: the goals that a company has.
Business objective.
Yeah, business objective. Very good. Now, third one: to be in charge of or direct something.
Manage.
Again.
Manage.
Yes.
Then to reach a goal successfully. To reach a goal successfully.
Achieve.
Achieve.
Achieve. Very good. Achieve. And when we have a CH in an English word, we pronounce with an extra T. So I don't say achieve, I say achieve, as if I have a T, yeah, as if I have a T before the C. So in English, when we have a CH, we pronounce it with an extra T. So this is not achieve, this is achieve, okay?
Achieve. Okay.
And then number E, to evaluate something. What's the meaning of to evaluate?
Appraise.
Very good.
Appraise.
Appraise. And don't forget, appraise is the verb. The noun is appraisal. Okay.
Appraisal. Okay.
Then number F, the business field that involves hiring workers.
It's human resources.
Human resources. This is your main task. Exactly. So
Resources.
the main task of people who work in the human resources department is to hire people. Okay. Now, I want you now, both of you, Juma and Mujahid, to run a very short conversation with each other. Okay, and from this conversation, I want you to talk about your work. So, for example, suppose now, Juma, you said that you started an HR department at your school, right?
Yeah, but it wasn't exactly can be described an HR. It's only what you can. It's an initiative only.
Yeah, it's an initiative, so it's not something very formal, but you try to think of an HR department to help your school, right?
Yes.
سواء مجاهد أو جمعة أو أي أحد من الحضور الثانيين اللي حاب يشارك. Because we have a list of people.
Yes. We are ready.
So we have more participants.
أو حابة إذا جمعة أو مجاهد, we appreciate your participating, and if someone else would like to participate, we are welcoming that also. You can't hear us well, teacher Hiba.
Yeah, sorry.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, now I could hear you. Yeah, the voice.
Okay. I was saying that we welcome and we appreciate Mujahid and Jum'ah's participating, and I encourage other participants to also participate.
Yeah, so I could see like here I have Mahmoud Ahmed and Khidr. So would you like to?
Just continue. Maybe if they would like to, they can just unmute themselves.
Yeah, maybe. So I need to move forward with my slides. Ruqayya, again, you're controlling those. I cannot.
No, you don't have any control. Do you want this screen?
Could you leave it here, please? Would you leave it here?
Yes.
Yeah.
I left it.
Now, for everybody, I'm gonna read you a short conversation. This is a conversation between two people, the manager and the HR representative. So here I'm gonna read this, and as I read and as you listen to me, I want you to fill in the gaps. So this is supposed to be, so now like we did reading, okay, we did speaking. So now it's gonna be listening. I want you to listen to the conversation. Again, this should be from the audio in the book, but because you don't have the books, we cannot run the audio automatically. So I'm gonna do the reading. I'm gonna read this conversation, and as I read, I want you to fill in the gaps according to what you listen. And then after that, we're gonna go over it together, okay? Could you listen? Could you hear me, everybody?
Yes, that's clear.
We can.
Okay, I'll start reading. So, how are things in human resources? Busy. We're consulting with the board all week. Really? Are you talking about hiring? No, I'm presenting a forecast. It's about industry growth. Human resources does that kind of work? I didn't realize. Well, our role is changing. I had no idea. You still handle administrative work? Of course. Next week, we'll start employee appraisals. Was this clear, or do you need me to read one more time?
No, it's clear.
Clear for everybody? Fidel, Muhammad?
It's clear. Clear.
Omar? Oh, okay. So now, let's go to number 1. So how are things in? Here, when you see 2 dashes, this means that you need to write in 2 words. So the number
Human resources.
Human
yeah,
resources.
human resources. Very good. Busy, and then 2 words, the board all week. What do we say here?
We consulting with the board all weeks.
Very good. We're consulting with the board all week. Really? Are you talking about hiring? No, I am presenting
Forecast.
a forecast. You know, like when I say a or the or an in English, it's a word. So here you have 1 dash and then the other dash. Here I say I'm presenting a forecast. Yeah, a forecast, 2 words. It's about industry growth. Human resources does that kind of work? I didn't realize. Now, if you look at this sentence, this is a sign of surprise. Sometimes when people talk to you and then they tell you something that was unexpected, something that's new information for you, you are surprised. So in order for us to express our surprise in a polite way, there are certain expressions that we could use. One of those is something like, I didn't realize, okay? So human resources does that kind of work, and you see it's a rising tone. Human resources does that kind of work, so your voice shows surprise. I didn't realize. Now, number 4, well.
Our job is changing.
Sorry?
Our role
job,
is changing.
our role.
Our role, yeah, our
Yes,
role.
our role.
Our
Yes.
role is changing. Number 5, I had something.
No idea. No idea.
No idea. And again, this is an expression of your surprise. When you want to say that something was unexpected to you, something was new information that I had no idea. Do you still handle administrative work? Another question. Of course, next week we'll start
Employment
Appraise.
appraisal.
employee appraisals. Yeah.
Yes.
Next week we'll
Employee
start employee appraisals. So now, so this is an example of a conversation that was going between 2 people, a manager and an HR representative. So now I want any 2 of the participants today to try to do a similar conversation. Now I'm gonna leave this in front of you on the screen as an example, and I want you to try to do something similar. So I need any 2 participants to play out those roles, one to be the manager and the other one to be the HR representative. Who would like to volunteer and take part in this speaking activity?
Yes, I'll play the role of manager.
So you, Juma, yes?
Yes.
And who else? We need another participant. Who would like to participate?
Okay, I will participate, no problem.
Okay, so now Juma and Mujahid.
Yes, I will give another, if another person you want to join, or my colleagues, no problem.
I'm looking for people.
If anybody would like to join, I'll draw.
Sorry?
If anybody would like to go for a go, I'll draw.
Yeah, I'm looking for people who would like to take part, but I cannot find anyone who's willing to participate. Okay, now let's start with you two, and then we'll see if someone else wants to do a similar one. Now, when you do this, I want you to try to talk about different ideas. Now, we know today we talked about different things that the HR department people do. So now when you think about words to use to fill those blanks, try to think of something different, okay? Go ahead.
So how are things in your department?
Yes, everything is good, and now we are very busy because we want to hiring a lot of employees for this month.
Oh, really? Are you talking about hiring people?
Yes, because we have a new job and we have a new project that our company launched last week. So we need to hiring the best employees to achieve our goals or to conduct this project.
Well, that sounds a great and challenging job. How do you do it?
First of all, we launched the advertising about this job, and we select the job description about these employees, and now we advertising. So now we're getting a lot of CVs from many employees, and I think for these days the next day we will we will make the short list, then we'll invite him to get interview.
And what is the most challenging process you find in this?
The most challenging because we get a lot of many CVs, more than 1,000 CVs. So we have to go through all these employees to select the best one, because many of them they are not qualified for these jobs. So this is the most challenge, to select the best and qualified person.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. So this was really interesting. I enjoyed listening to you two. Just I need to draw your attention to something, a mistake that I found that you two were doing. Now, when we use to, we never use an ing to the verb with the verb. So, for example, I want to hire new employees. I never say I want to hiring. Never. So after to in English, the verb does not change. We cannot add anything to the verb. So I need to hire new employees. I need to check the CVs and so on. The other thing, when we talk about a new job or a new vacancy that you are advertising in your company, we say there is a new job opening. So we say job opening. Okay, a new vacancy or a new job opening. So those are two words that are very closely related also to your work. We say job opening or a vacancy. Okay. Now, so this was almost like most of the things I wanted to say for today. This was like a very short lesson. It's just an orientation about the courses that we will be doing here for English at SS Center for English for Human Resources. I just need to know whether you have any questions, anything you want to ask about. Does anyone?
This task was more or less to make us aware about what language we are going to use while communicating with our human capitals. Is that right?
Yeah, it's mainly, this course has to do with everything that is related to human resources in terms of the English language. You may know too many things about your field, but sometimes people don't know exactly how to use the English language in their field. As I said at the beginning of the course, like here in Qatar, it's like international hub. We have many international companies. We have people from different nationalities. Everyone speaks a different language. So the only common language that everybody shares and can speak and communicate in is English language. That's why it's very important to know about the main and the basic concepts of human resources in English and how to run a business conversation. Yeah.
If you could have time, I just have an interference around this.
Sure.
In any organization or in any environment, especially the language of that environment, of that space, of that context. It's the best way is to learn it. They call it acquisitionally. Acquisitionally is not like learning. Learning, like for example, students learn inside the classroom language is not acquisition language. Where if we put somebody inside London or in Japan, and he met the public in roads, community, cafes, he is going to learn the language, authentic language, and that is called acquisition learning, which is learning by doing, learning by communicating naturally. And I believe this is the best of the best, instead of involving the trainers in we call this, sorry, in teaching, we call it direct speech, where you guide the learner utterance by utterance, discourse by discourse. This learning is a little bit slower, but if it is happening implicitly, it will be more fast. This is just a point of view. I'm sorry for if it was long for you.
No problem. This is actually, you said something very interesting. I totally agree with you that experience plays a very important role in people acquiring, acquiring new information. But, however, now, suppose that you now are a human resources employee. Okay, I have, like, you are a new graduate, you have just graduated from college, and you got appointed in a company, and you are starting to work as an entry-level employee in the human resources department. You will learn, I agree that you will learn by practicing and by experience, but if you also complement this with a formal way of learning, so that someone would directly guide you to use the words that are related to your work, that how to form sentences correctly, how to pronounce words that are very related to your work.
I agree.
In that way, this would help you. So, for example, if you have a certain target, this is like what we were talking about, strategic planning. We were talking about strategic decisions. For example, you have a long-term objective, you can reach it after 5 months. But for example, you practice and you also learn, you will reach the same goal after 3 months instead of 5 months. This is what I want to say. Okay, and of course, like helping also with the language aspects, with correct pronunciation, especially when you're talking to people who come from foreign language, is very important when it comes to performing your work in the correct way. Now, anyway, does anyone have any questions?
Yes, because we're running out of time. We only have like 3 minutes. Does anyone have any question? Like, we will accept only one question due to the time.
Questions?
Regarding whether it's the course itself or like a language consultation. Okay, we take that no one have any questions. This is your slide. This is a slide from your side.
Yeah, okay. Now, so what's next? Simply, this is what's gonna come next. For example, after this session, for those of you who are interested and would like to join a course of English for human resources, in the following sessions we will talk about more advanced topics and more important topics that are related to one of those topics is the ethics of human resources. Like, we have topics like integrity, honesty, accountability, collaboration, and such things. All those are included in the mission of a human resources employee. Okay, so this was it for today, and like, I've come to an end. I have nothing else to add. It was a pleasure meeting you today and having this short orientation session together, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Teacher Hiba. Thank you, everyone who participated with us today. We thank you and welcome. We thank you for your time. And if you would like to,
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. We are pleased to receive your inquiries and requests via our channels. You can contact us through our website, www.asas-language.com.qa, or you can send to us an email through info@asas-language.com.qa, or contact us directly through the phone 666-907-449. And regarding the evaluation and certificate, we will send you an email for evaluation after the session, inshallah. Once you do the evaluation and attend 2 sessions of the professional English skills, we will send you a certificate as a PDF file through your email. Once again, thank you, Teacher Hiba, for your time and your wonderful presentation. It was really informative. Thank you, our participants, especially Mujahid and Juma. You did a great job today. And thank you for the participant for your time and everything. I'll just read the chat box real quick. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Juma. I hope you have a nice day. And thank you for your time. And see you again next week, inshallah, as we will have another session with a different topic, inshallah.
Happy
Nice.
night
Thank you.
for everyone. Happy night.
Have a nice
Thank
night.
you.